want to welcome you all to The Gateway.
The Gateway is a video podcast directed and hosted by the staff members of Somerset Community College's student newspaper, The Bridge.
This is The Gateway.
Welcome back to The Gateway, SCC's student podcast. My name's Nicole Flannery, and this is math and science scholars John Combs and Jonathan King, and their advisor, Debra House, from the Math and Science Club. Thank you for joining us. How are you folks doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Doing good.
Calculus.
So, I'm going to start with an obvious question. Do you guys like math?
Absolutely not.
I like it.
You like it pretty okay? What do you do as part of the Math and Science Club?
Why are y'all looking at me like that? Okay. We do a lot of activities, mainly, centered around math, of course. We do a lot of events, especially for days that line up with mathematical numbers such as pi, 3.14. We go on a lot of campus tours. We're going to Tennessee Tech this Friday, which would be, what is that, February 25th?
23rd, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it is.
24th. It'll be the
24th,
February
okay.
24th.
Yes.
Okay. So, a big trip to Tennessee Tech.
Yep.
Is there a reason that you guys are picking Tennessee Tech?
I'm looking to transfer to Tennessee Tech because, through the grapevine, I guess you could say, I heard they have a good engineering program and from multiple people, not just like one person. So I would think it would be interesting to transfer to there. And also, for me specifically, they have a program to where I can transfer there and pay in-state tuition because you live in certain counties bordering Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
So I thought that was a
Yeah, that's a good deal.
pretty nice thing.
Yeah. So an engineer, that's pretty cool. For whatever reason, when I think of math, even though I know that engineering is a big part of that, I never think of people going into the engineering field. Do you have any specific job that you want? Do you want to work for the Army? You want to work for a tech company?
I don't think that I have a specific job specifically in mind right now. I kind of keep an open mind and see what opportunities present themselves and go from there.
That's the best way to do it, in my opinion. So, how would someone that's just coming into SCC join you guys if they were interested?
Well, if they're already in college, then they could talk to Miss House or Kathy Lewis or Cecilia Ramillo, which are the three advisors for the Math and Science Club. Apart from that, they do this orientation type of deal before classes are actually registered, and you can line up with them and talk to them and maybe decide what you want to do for your future as if you want to be involved in the math field.
Okay. And I actually believe I met you last year at the STEAM Day at Laurel Campus.
Yes.
And you had the monkey game
Yes.
that the children just loved. I liked seeing it too myself personally.
Yeah, the Math and Natural Science Club is pretty involved in campus outreach programs. We do STEAM Day, there's Earth Day, Science Olympiad, Math Counts, and most of our students, all of our students in the Math Club are invited to participate with us in that for some community service experience. It's always good to see how kids relate to science and to make it fun to keep their interest level pretty high. But Monkey Hunter is always a good favorite for our young visitors.
I enjoyed watching those kids try to really hit that monkey,
Nail that
and
monkey.
they got excited for it. So a personal question coming from a person like me who has always struggled with math that you guys might help. Why is math so complicated?
They start mixing in the letters with the numbers after a while. We need to stop doing that. I look at my paper and it's just letters, no numbers.
And that doesn't seem right. It doesn't.
No. Not right. It's messed up.
It's a fascinating thing to me because where we're at right now, you get up in the higher level math classes and what's supposed to be difficult becomes easy, and then for some reason basic math becomes more difficult. That is the most fascinating thing to me about math, or well, higher level math, I guess you would consider. So,
And it may not be for everyone. I always found that math was a simpler thing for me to figure out than, say, a history class or a psychology class where subjectivity ruled the land. I like the black and white nature of it, and there's still that creative component about how to attack the problem that varies from person to person and subject to subject. But I think a mathematician might say there's beauty in the simplicity of it, but it's a technical language. It's difficult to learn, interpret, and then master. But I mean, it's different for everybody. We all kinds to make the world go round.
That's honestly beautiful. I had never really thought of math in that way, but yeah, I enjoy that perspective a lot more than being frustrated when I can't figure out what like 10 plus 34 is, even though yeah. So can you tell us a little bit more about the STEAM geared classes?
Math. There's a lot of math. I'm not even going to lie to you. And like Jonathan said, the longer you go into math, the more you forget how to do basic algebra. So, you forget how to add. It's definitely a problem sometimes. Struggling with that in class today myself.
Man. Well, are you going to be an engineer too? Is that
I plan on transferring to UK next year. And I'm planning on majoring in mechanical engineering. So.
Oh, that's really cool. Do you have like a dream job, or are you just?
I want money.
Yeah.
I just want money.
I have my uncle is an engineer, and he works for the Army in Richmond, and I mean he's made a really good career out of it. But I keep asking him, what are you working on, and he just keeps telling me, I can't tell you that.
Well, the great thing about the STEAM classes here at Somerset Community College, which makes it advantageous if you're a student interested in coming here, is that our classes are small, and the way that we've adapted the Calculus 1 to physics, chemistry into an integrated schedule, these students who are on that engineering science track are in classes together. So it's a sort of a built-in cohort. And it's almost impossible not to become friends and to have that mutual support and encouragement that you need in that community around you. As they get further and further along in their math, there's fewer and fewer people who can understand what it is they're doing. And at home, it becomes difficult to talk it out with someone who can help them. So they have their support, their community with the Scholars Program and the Math Club, and the faculty who are always here, creating a study area up there in Stoner for our math students. It just it's an isolating community or an isolating subject if you don't have someone to talk to about it. But starting in Calc 1, these guys are in class with each other 4 days a week. They go to Calc 2, they're in Calc 2 together 4 days a week, and in physics 4 days a week. With the chemistry and the English classes and everything else structured around them, their schedule becomes pretty much everybody's doing everything together. So I think that's what helps build the camaraderie that we've been striving for since COVID to get some of that back.
And I'd say it really is priceless, the amount of help and just not feeling alone or isolated by it they can be. And bringing up scholars, you guys actually have some pretty special titles, right? You worked hard and...
Have I?
John.
Yeah, I do stuff, definitely. I'm actually one of the officers for the club. I'm the SGA representative, so I talk to the student government to make sure we can do the stuff that we do. And
I'm actually the president of the club at the moment. Last semester, I believe it was, Samuel Moore was the president and I was elected as a vice president, and then he transferred, so that bumped me up to president this semester, and I've enjoyed it pretty well. Speaking on what Ms. House was talking about, I really love the interconnectivity of the group, like she said, being in the different classes with each other, even though such as John being in the Calc 2 class, I'm still around them almost all day, especially in the evening time when kind of shadow the other classes and be there to try to assist other students and whatnot. So I just love the interconnectivity.
Our
of the
second
club.
year, our second year students become tutors and mentors for our first year students, and we keep that cycle, or we're trying to keep that cycle going. But as a faculty member, it's really exciting to see them come out of that 3 or 4 or 5 weeks of Calculus 1, where everybody's timid and afraid, to that communication where they're laughing, they're joking. Math is a fun class to be in, and I have to say, John, you're shaking your head, but I'm going to have to say I think you have the most fun in calculus class than you have in any other class on campus.
No.
Yes, you do.
Absolutely
The only other one might be physics.
No, public speaking is pretty fun sometimes.
I sense some sarcasm.
So I enjoy, and I know Miss Lewis does enjoy, the interaction. It makes it fun to come to work.
I mean, I'll be honest, it's a really, you sell it really well. I would love to be involved, but
Come join calculus.
No, you don't understand. You guys would just be like, oh, she's special. Unfortunately, but you do. You make it sound beautiful and like it's a family almost, a community that you build around yourself. And no wonder that you guys are excelling so well with those kinds of things behind you.
Yes, we are currently participating in a grant by the NSF for math and science students. So these two in particular are on full scholarship here while they're at Somerset. And provided they maintain their track to major in a science and transfer to a 4-year university, they'll get a transfer scholarship upon graduation from SCC. So we try to get them involved not only in their classwork and keep that up, but stress the importance of giving back to the community, participating in SGA, participating in our extracurricular events, helping with the community events that we host. And these two in particular have been outstanding in that way.
Yeah, as soon as you said SGA that you were there, I was like, that's where I know you from.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
Yep.
seen you in the SGA.
Mm-hmm.
I have. I mean, that's really all I have for you guys, but I think that anyone that would be watching this, hopefully a student that might be on their way in can see this and not be scared to reach out and maybe, further the ranks of the Math and Science Club. Is there anything else you guys want to say?
Yeah, I mean, even when I first started going to SCC, I didn't really like math that much, but being around so many like-minded people and with excellent people like Miss House and Miss Kathy Lewis, you understand the math after being with them for so long. And I mean, I encourage anyone, honestly, to try the math field, even if you're not really that good at math when you come here. But
You can always improve.
That's beautiful. Thank you all for coming on and sharing with us. This has been The Gateway.
For more information on SCC's student newspaper, The Bridge, or the Gateway Video Podcast, email us at sccthebridge@yahoo.com or contact one of the course advisors.
This is the Gateway, signing out.
I want to make sure I look directly at my feet.
3, 2, 1.